Imagine watching a movie with someone and instead of being present for the current scene, they continually wanted to fast forward to experience future scenes. Imagine reading a book with someone and instead of reading the words on the current page, they continually wanted to fast forward to future chapters and other parts of the story. Hello! In today's video, we're going to be talking about bringing speculation into presence. Stick around. When we speculate, we're living in the imagined realities of what if. What if? And in my experience, speculation shows up in two major categories. One is what I alluded to in the intro, and that is, what does the future hold? What does the future look like? What does the future feel like? How am I going to show up in the future? What's going to happen? We fast forward the present movie of our lives into the future, and we speculate upon that experience in the present. The second major way speculation shows up is we speculate upon the experiences, the truths, the perspectives, the beliefs of others. In particularly, we speculate upon how we are showing up in the eyes of others. So we speculate into the future and we speculate upon the experiences of other people. And in both cases, we are dismembering our own wholeness, our own cohesive energy when we project outward, because the projection is not grounded in our own experience. It is often laden with fear and takes us out of our home base. What is our home base? Our home base is what we can authentically confirm for our own experience. This moment, this breath, my truth, my perspective, my current belief. So I can authentically speak from my own presence. But when I start to speak for and create stories about the future and the experiences of others, that's where it starts to get sticky, and that's where I start to lose sight of what's actually most important, which was my connection to myself and me deepening my relationship to my own presence. When we speculate upon the future or we speculate upon someone else's experience, we take ourselves away from ourselves and we start to give our power away into the what ifs. And the what ifs are a defense mechanism. We're attempting to protect ourselves and preserve ourselves and show up in the best way possible, both for our future and in the eyes of others. And those tendencies aren't inherently bad, but what is going to be most powerful is if we are in the practice of recognizing those moments of speculation and drawing our consciousness back to home base and affirming what we know is true. So instead of playing in the playground of what ifs, we use that moment as a recognition to come back to our own centeredness, our own groundedness, our own authenticity. So perhaps we recognize that we are projecting into a story about someone else's experience. I've been personally back and forth constantly with this girl that I've developed feelings for a number of months, and rather out of the blue, she has ceased engaging with me. She just stopped engaging with me quite suddenly. So the past couple weeks, I've noticed that there's a tendency for my mind to start to slip into speculation about what the future holds and how she's thinking and feeling. So I will literally notice my mind start to move into a storyline, and then I start to behave as if that imagined reality is actually true. And then I catch myself, I notice the story, and then I come back to my own presence, my own story, which is the only thing that I am truly responsible for, that I can truly account for. So it's this interesting practice of kind of floating off. There's like a tether attached. We like float off into space, into an imagined story or speculation. We recognize that, and then we rein ourselves back in, and we come back to our own truth, our own story, our own presence, because that's what we're truly responsible for. We are not here to control the future or to control the experience of others. What is actually under control, what's underneath control, is fear. And so fear is actually guiding our impulse to speculate. We're afraid of what the future might hold. We're afraid of what other people might think. And so the mind moves into this entanglement of speculation so we can show up in the best way possible. So when you notice that you're lost in speculation, use that as your teacher, your cue to move from that imagined reality back into your own heart space in the present moment. Move into your truth, your story, your authenticity, this breath, this moment. These experiences that I'm mentioning here, that's your domain. You're not responsible for anybody else, and you're not even responsible for the future, because the future is an idea right now. You're responsible for the present moment and your experience. And the more fully you can bask in that self-sufficiency, the more the future will be taken care of spontaneously, and the more awesomely you'll show up to others spontaneously by virtue of your own centeredness, your own alignment, and your own ownership of your experience. So you end up receiving what you set out for anyway by prioritizing your home base. So when you float off into space and speculation, use that as your teacher to come back to home base. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you love and blessings, and I'll talk to you really soon. Namaste.